This episode of Broken Bones and Bullshit is sponsored by Ozcan Rule. So, Brendon, Crawley, welcome on.
Thanks, dude.
So, how did the rodeo career start for yourself?
Started when I was just a little kid. I'm third generation cowboy. My grandfather rode and dad rode bulls in saddle bronc, and I started.
And what did your grandfather do? Like just bullocks? Or?
Yeah, I think it was just bullocks back then. We got him a few bulls and stuff, but that was about it really.
And how was so bulls and saddle bronc for your old man? He had a good career, or
Yeah. I don't think it was a real long career, but he rode bulls for a long time and a few saddle horses and that. And he always told me that the only reason he rode them was because he was scared of falling off, getting run over. Yeah.
So you started on the potty calves, or
Yeah, so we started out, me and my cousin Casey Crawley. We both started at a little place called Cessnock Roping Club. And we used to just go there and like a little gymkhana day. And old mate that used to run it, he'd bring a few potty calves in for us, some little Friesians, and yeah, we both started out there. And I kind of got busted there at one point, and I was like, no, bugger this, I ain't doing this no more. And my cousin, he kept going there for quite a while, and I had a fair spell, and stepped back in when I was probably about 14, I guess.
and then back on steers then?
Yeah, then I rode steers and stepped up to junior bulls and novice bulls, and then very short-lived career in the open bull ride. But when I think I've seen a lot and started riding bareback horses.
So how old were you when you got on your first bareback horse?
I think I would have been about maybe 17, I guess. I didn't think in a million years I'd get on one. It was I was always kind of competitive with Casey, and he rode bareback horses and always trying to want to outdo him. So he said to me one day, he's like, "Oh, you might get on one of them. You're a sook." Said, give me the rigging. So yeah, I got the rigging, and I think it was Stroud Rodeo, one of Fitzsimmons' horses, little paint horse, and I only went about 6 seconds or something. I had no idea what I was doing, legs going everywhere, and I loved it. It blew my hand out of the rig and hit the ground, knocked the wind clean out of me, and went back to shoots. And Casey goes, "Yeah, was that? I loved it. Let's do it again."
Well, that was a total opposite feeling as what I got.
Yeah,
I got on just 2 hoppers at Gary's, and I said, yeah, that's enough for me.
Oh, true. Yeah, right. That's gold.
Yeah, well, I got on with a bull riding glove and a rigging about 4 times too big for me hand.
Yeah, no. No thanks.
And lucky he didn't want to hurt me. They just hopped out there.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
sorta,
that's gold.
and I was like, yeah, I'll stick to bulls.
Yeah. I was the complete opposite.
Did you have any success with the bulls?
Yeah, I did. I rode bulls for ages, and I broke the record at the Bushy finals back in 2011 for the highest scored bull ride there. I think it was like 86. I still hold the record now.
Yeah,
Pretty
grouse.
Cool. Only because it's an invitational bull ride and they don't do the invitation anymore. But I still claim it.
You don't have to tell people the details.
Nah, scratch that.
We'll cut that out.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I went over to Gallup, New Mexico. Rode over there in the high school finals, and I rode at the Bushy finals there for a few years when they had it going. Yeah, that was about it, really.
And then when did you just go full saddle bronc?
Bareback.
Oh, bareback, sorry.
You've offended me. Probably. Yeah, I don't even know, to be honest. I think I got really badly hurt riding bulls, and I stepped away for ages, and then I come back in and started bullfighting, and I still wanted to kind of be involved in it, and then I just started getting back on a few bucking horses, and I thought, well, yeah, maybe this is where I need to stay. So yeah.
What was the injury you had?
At Jindabyne Rodeo, I can't remember what it was. It was maybe 2012, 2013 or something. I got on a open bull down there. I don't even know who owned it, but it was called Hogwart. It come out and whirled around there, and I slipped down the outside, and it hit me in the ribs with its horn and kind of knocked the wind out of me. And Paramedic said to me, he's like, "Oh, you've probably got a couple of broken ribs. There's not much they can do about it. Just sort of chill out, take it easy for the next couple of days." I was like, "Yeah, righto." And I went back to the caravan and lay down, had a sleep, and I woke up and I felt crook. And I was busting for a shit. And I was like, geez, I need to go to the bathroom. And I sat up and mate, I don't remember nothing after that. Apparently I fell backwards and started fitting and frothing in the mouth. And they rushed me into Canberra Hospital, and I still don't remember none of it. I woke up a couple of days later in ICU, and I broke 4 ribs, ruptured my spleen, and lost 2.5 litres of blood internally. So, yeah, it busted me. Good and proper.
Just a couple of broken ribs, you'll be right, champ. Toughen up your week,
literally, yeah. And the worst thing was I had a bareback horse to get on straight after it, and Sheila I was with at the time, she goes, "We've driven all this way, you may as well get on it." I was like, "You're joking, aren't you?" Pretty well dead over here. But
and
yeah.
How long did that put you out for?
Oh shit, I was busted for a long time. I think I had maybe 3 months, 3 months pretty well bedridden, and then they saved my spleen. It ended up forming a blood clot on there, so that was the only reason it's still in there, I guess. But yeah, I was out for shit, maybe a couple of years. I don't think I even looked at going to a rodeo. Yeah.
And you had a pretty bad wreck at Lightning Ridge.
Yeah, yeah. Both of us did, actually, me and Casey. We we went out there, and I got on a rigging horse, and I had a habit of not getting up on the pickup man, so I just cracked my hand and jumped. And, yeah, that's the last time I ever done that. I come off and landed on the point of my shoulder and snapped the AC joint, and yeah, I was knocked out, and they took me to hospital, put me in a sling, sort of somewhat got back to my feet, went back to the rodeo, and as we got there, Casey was getting carried out in a stretcher, and he got a concussion. So, and then I don't know what happened to me, but I started like wigging out, I guess, and we went back to hospital together, and they ended up having to fly us both to Sydney because of whatever, the swelling on the brain or whatever, and the local copper had to come in and run the ruse off the runway to get the plane out. That was a bit of a spin out. But, yeah, we ended up all right, somewhat, I guess.
Did they put you in a bed next to each other?
Yeah, we were, actually. It was pretty good. But yeah, poor buggers. The ambo or the nurse at the hospital there, Casey, he don't like needles at all, like petrified of them. And I think it took about 3 or 4 of them to hold him down to get a little cannula in his arm. Poor bugger.
Right, rough stock, but he's getting him a little needle.
He still is now. He just had a little baby, and he had to get his whooping cough needle or something. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall.
And are they the biggest wrecks you've had, or?
Yeah, probably the biggest wreck was the spleen and the ribs, but geez, you'd need a whole new podcast to get me injured. I've broken, nearly everything you can imagine. I've had a shit ton of concussions. Last one I ended up with vertigo really bad, and I thought I was done. It was just before I was going over to the States for the first time. And yeah, I was like, there's no way I'm going out of here. And I went into Canberra and seen a lady in there, and she spun me around, flipped me inside out, and walked out of there fine. So
wow.
Yeah. Good doctor.
And run us through a few of the sort of injuries you have done.
So I've broken the tibia in my leg. I did my meniscus in my knee. Broke a bone in my elbow. AC joint in my shoulder. About 8 or 9 ribs. Spleen. I tore my bowel open. I got kicked in the stomach. A shit ton of concussions. Shit, I think that's about it, maybe.
About it.
Head anyway.
There's a few in there.
There's a few. Yeah.
So, what have you sort of achieved with bareback?
Yeah, it's kind of seen me going all over the world. I've done won the Pro Tour last season, and my rookie in the same year, and I broke the record for the highest money earns in the single season. I won a bushy title during COVID, or just before COVID. and they decided they were going to call it a High Point Award. So
Oh.
it's a bit filthy about that. All I wanted to do was win a saddle. That's all I've ever wanted. Yeah, they're like, oh no, we're not going to win a title this year. I was like, yes. Yeah,
Did you get a saddle for the Pro Tour? Or?
no,
Nah,
that's only the Australian champion. I
Yeah.
was filthy about that too. I busted ass all year. We literally sold the house. We bought a truck. We bought a caravan, and we lived on the road for like 6 months straight. We'll just rodeo. I was like, yeah, I'll be right. We'll just keep going. I'll get a big lead. And then ended the last rodeo, I can't remember what it was, but I won it. I knew I won the Pro Tour, and McCain walked past me, and I said to him, thank God that's over. And he goes, thank God what's over? I said, that. I pretty well won my saddle and that. And he's like, no, bud, you still got the finals. I was like, you're joking. He's like, you're kidding me. So I let my guard down a little bit there, and yeah, he whooped me ass at the finals. But yeah, what else? I bloody, yeah. Phil. Phil. I thought, yeah, why not? We'll go for it again, and then I thought it was a great idea to go back to the States, and then I looked at the standings the other day, and I think I'm sitting like third, and I think Jared's sitting on like nearly 30, and I'm on 10. That ain't gonna work.
Yeah, that's a lot of ground to make
a little
up.
bit, yeah. But I'm sitting not too bad for the bushy title, so I don't know. I'm not really fussed. I set my goals a little bit too high this year, and yeah, so we'll just poke along, see where it takes us.
Are you going to try to chase the bushy title?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind to. There's still plenty of time to catch him, so we'll poke along there and see how we go. But I've still got to try and get back over to the States because I'm sitting like 9th in the Badlands circuit, and I've got to get another 8 to 10 rodeos in to get me count to be able to qualify as well. So I don't know where I'm going, what I'm doing yet.
Have you spent much time in the States?
Yeah, I spent 3 months in Texas with Cody and Tennille Anglin. They took me in, and
Great people, eh?
oh mate, unreal. Honestly, I didn't really, I knew of Cody, but I didn't really know him that well. And my wife actually organised it all behind my back. I had no idea. And yeah, one day she just come home, and I had a message from Cody, and yeah, she was like, "Oh, surprise, you're going to the States." I was like, "Sorry, what do you mean I'm going to the States?" She's like, "Yeah, Cody Anglin's going to take you." And I'm like, "Do you know who that guy is?" But yeah, they were great. They Tennille picked us up from the airport, and yeah, they took me in as if I was one of their own for 3 months. Like it wasn't just a small holiday; it was a big holiday. And yeah, he taught me a lot, and I was a little bit lazy, but when it come to like getting on the spurboard and training, like he's an animal, that guy. Like he just was up at like 4 a.m. in the morning, work out for like 2 hours straight, work all day, come home, train again. I'm like, who is this bloke? But no, he was great. And then recently I spent about 6 weeks in Rapid City with Jamie Howlett. Same thing. My wife organised that. And yeah, he took me on. He's a legend as well. Like I learnt so much off that guy in such a short period of time. Yeah, I'm still keeping in contact with him now. He's a good mate now. I like him. And he got hurt as well, so he sent me over to Florida with a buddy of his, Matthew Smith, and mate, he was a laugh, that fella. he was just a hell of a time. He was. We went all over Florida and Mississippi, and yeah, I learned a lot off him too, which is good.
And they've been your two biggest influences lately?
Probably lately, yeah. I mean, my dad and my pop was always my greatest influence growing up, and probably my wife, to be honest. She, mate, she's just supports me through everything. Like she schedules my work, she schedules the rodeos. Like half the time I don't even know what rodeo I'm going to. I get a text message off the bushies on a Thursday saying you're getting on this horse at this rodeo. I'm like, yeah, cool. I guess I'm going here. I think like the next 3 weeks in a row we're flying. Like I think we've got like Nebo next weekend, and Mount Garnet the weekend after. I don't know where, somewhere else. She was talking about flying me to Darwin there at one point. I got no idea where I'm going. Whatever she says goes pretty well.
You just grab your lunch and she points you in a direction.
Half the time she packed my bag for me. So I'm like a bloody 5th kid.
Yeah, you have pumped out a few kids, eh?
Oh, it's unreal, honestly. I always said I wanted 5, and we got 4 now. So we got 3 boys and a little girl finally. But yeah, I was like, I'm pretty happy now. Like, you know, we've got my little girl, and got me boys, and we had to sell her car and buy a bloody Kia Carnival to fit them all in. And she said to me, only like a couple of days out of hospital, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, I reckon we could have another one." I said, "Mate, you're joking, mate. 2 days out of labour. What are you talking about? Have another one." So
The drugs haven't worn off.
Seriously. She's like, "Oh, we've got 8 seats to fill. Like, may as well fill it." I was like, "How many do you want?" She's like, "Oh, I don't really think I'm going to put a number on it." Oh, yeah, right, cool. I'm going to start colour coding these kids, putting name tags on. Run out of room to get their names and bloody dates tattooed on me.
Just because there's seats there doesn't mean you have to
No,
fill them.
exactly.
In my brain, I'd rip the seats out and put a bed in there.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Make a rodeo
Pretty
rig.
cool rodeo rig.
So she just takes care of everything.
Mate, she runs the show. That's
Yeah.
it. Whatever she says goes. Like if she says you can't do something, I mean, well, you can't do it. Like she runs the finance, everything. Like she's a brain. Yeah, she's a brain.
And she rodeos?
Yeah, she barrel races and she does steer and decorating, and she wants to get into breakaway roping as well. So, but she's been pregnant for the last 3 years in a row. So yeah, we'll I might give her a year off or something.
And what's that? Is steer and decorate? What's I'd never heard of it until today.
Oh,
till
really?
You told me, yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh, they don't do it in the pro zone.
Nah.
That's like where they come out of the box, or I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah.
But they come out of the box and run down and pluck the ribbon off the back of the steer, and fastest time wins, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pointless, but
Yeah, so like steer wrestling, but is it just females that do it?
yeah. It's pretty cool. It's not bad.
Well, if it's another event,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
fun, eh?
Yeah, bloody oath. No, she loves it. Yeah, she does.
She uses the same horses?
No, so she's changed her horses around a few times, but she's got a pretty good one now. But she was talking the other day about getting a steer and decorating horse and going breakaway roping. You just do yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Yeah.
Just tell me how many horses I have
That's
to
right.
shoe to pay
Yeah,
for all
exactly,
this.
Yeah, her poor horses. They get stretched out as long as they can. If they got shoes on, then they're right.
And hopefully she's not like the same as with the kids as she's with the horses.
Oh,
just
no,
keep
no.
collecting them.
I couldn't do that. No. I can do the kids, but no, if I got to keep shoeing her horses, mate.
So that's how you get down the road is shoeing?
Yeah. So I'm a farrier, and that's we when we lived up in up north there for them 6 months. That's all we did. Just kind of shot horses on the road. She'd advertise town to town, and if we picked work up, we did, and if we didn't, well, you check it, cover us for the next week.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I like it. It's a good gig.
It's grouse having a job you can take on the road like that.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. Just throw the tools in and send it. So, yeah.
That would be the worst thing though. You go to anyone's place and then it gets brought up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you got your gear on you?
Yeah.
No, I fucking don't.
No, seriously. I hate shoeing on rodeo day. Like I'm a pet hate. It's just rodeo day's my day. Like I get my zone and just
I've worked my ass off all week.
yeah, 100%. Yeah. So yeah, I always try to pack less shoes on rodeo days.
That's with the tattoo, and I don't let it slide.
Yeah.
Like when I'm out socialising and that,
Yeah, true.
I just tell people I'm a plumber or something. I got called out one day. I was told this fellow I was a plumber, and he was a plumber, and starts talking plumber talk. I know nothing about it. Like, dude, I'm a fucking tattooist. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's gold.
I just didn't want to talk about work, but it seems like you really want to.
Oh, that is hilarious. That's gold.
And then had to spend 10 minutes talking about his back job after he found out I'm not a plumber.
Poor bastard.
So, have you done any schools or anything with your bareback?
Like as in running school?
Yeah, like teaching.
No, I haven't personally done anything like that. I mean, if anybody wants a hand or anything like that, I'm more than happy to help them out. I kind of started a few young fellas like Jack Charnock and stuff like that. He sort of come around and hung under my wing there for a fair while, and I think he's going for his rookie this year, which is pretty cool. So
Yeah,
he's come a long way. But I'd love to run a school, but I'd like to wait a little bit longer and sort of get a few more goals achieved before I did that.
If you were going to run a school, what parts of bareback riding do you think's important? Do you think mindset's a massive thing, or do you think the spur board, or a combination of all of it?
Yeah, I mean, all of it would probably be essential. The training, like 100%, you got to train.
Mm.
If you don't train, you'd know about it.
Yeah.
I didn't train for a very long time. I was like 56 kilos ringing wet, like pretty well a jockey. and then yeah, I started getting serious about it and training. I bulked up to like 80, 85, and yeah, I feel best I've ever felt now. I wish I did that a long time ago.
Wow. I would have thought being heavier would be worse.
Yeah,
Like work against you, or you're just stronger.
Does. It probably does, but yeah, I'm a lot stronger now, and recovery's a lot easier. But yeah, training be 100%, and your mindset, I reckon it's 80% mindset. Like, yeah, if you haven't got your head in the game, it's game over. Yeah.
What sort of tricks do you use for your mindset? Does people you listen to, or is there a certain routine you run through?
Yeah, I've always been a very positive person. I don't like drama and negativity and stuff like that. And I went through a bit of a habit there at one stage. I was drawing shit every weekend, and every time the draws come out, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to draw this, like, that's shit or whatever. And Ty Simmons actually said to me one time, he's like, you got to manifest it, brother. I was like, what's manifesting? And he's like, like, believe it, think about it. And after he said that, I was like, yeah, you're probably right. He drew every freaking good horse in the country for like 12 months straight. And I'm like, who is this bloke? and then, yeah, I started like watching videos on it and listening to things on it. And that Conor McGregor, he's probably the best for it. Like, just if you got the power to like think it and believe it,
and you're very brave enough to speak it. 100%.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it works. Like, I'm the cockiest person you'll ever meet, but in my head. But yeah, it makes a hell of a difference. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And what's is there anyone you listen to like certain podcast guys or
not
anyone?
Particularly? I'm pretty lazy when it comes to stuff like that. But I get on old TikTok, and my TikTok's just full of like motivational stuff, and same with the Instagram reels. And half the time when I'm at the gym, I actually, like, if I'm on like a bike or treadmill or stairs or something, I normally just put the Instagram on and put my headphones in and just scroll and just listen to like all that motivational stuff. I don't know half their names, but I wouldn't even know what they look like. But just listening to it kind of gets me going.
I was speaking to Owen Dunn, like Troy Dunn's brother.
Yeah.
Real good cowboy, and he reckoned that he would go to rodeos and without even looking at the draws or looking at the numbers, he would know which bull he was on.
Yeah, right.
Like he would get there and he goes, you try it. He goes, go there, and the bull will be looking at you.
Yeah.
And I did it, and actually for the last 2 times I've been to a rodeo, it's actually worked.
True.
Yeah, like
100%.
looking at the pen, and there's been one bull just staring at me.
Yeah.
And then check the draws and numbers line up.
Yeah, true. How good's that? Yeah,
it's pretty weird.
Mate. Oh, yeah, it works. It works. Yeah, 100%. That's unreal.
So they must do the same thing. The bulls manifesto because they know exactly who I am when I rock up. I'm gonna fold this cunt.
That's gold.
We'll just take a quick little spell and then we'll get back in it.
Right, that sounds good.
Ozcan Rural, providing Southwest Victoria with everything related custom sheep and cattle yards. Get in touch with the fellas via email ozcanrural@gmail.com. That's AUS, can like the one you drink, rural@gmail.com. Building fences straighter than your local politician. So when you're in the States, you went to that Champion Living?
Yeah.
So talk to us about that.
So I started training with a company called Champion Living Fitness about 6 months before I actually went over there. They had a school in Stoneham, Colorado at the Survey Ranch, and I was like, I'm going to this. Like, this is going to be pretty cool. They taught us like all about fitness, like getting down the road, eating, like everything. Like even how to enter for a rodeo over there. Like it was pretty cool. And I think I flew up and did Nebo rodeo. I got run up early there, and then flew straight out of there, straight over to the States, and spent a week at Survey Ranch training with these guys. And like the amount of just finer detail that they tuned us on was incredible. Like I think when I first went there, they were like, "Oh, like get on the spurboard and show me what you're doing." I think I did like 2 spur breaks, and they're like, "Get off!" Like, what are you doing? But like, just how they explained it was just like so simple, and they just kept us back to basics, like lift on your rig and set your feet, like, and that was as simple as what it was. But it was just them finer little movements that we needed to correct everything. But I couldn't recommend them guys enough. Like, for anybody wanting to start, for fitness, food, or learning to ride, they do it for everyone. Bull riders, saddle bronc, bareback, ropers, barrel racers, you name it. Like, they're absolutely brilliant.
What did they break down? I seen a thing they broke down how much it cost a bareback rider a year.
Yes.
How much was that?
So
Did they
Caleb Bennett was there, and yeah, he broke it down for us. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it was somewhere around like $52,000, maybe $55,000 a year. That was entry fees, fuel, bloody motels, like literally
Food.
everything. Like, it was insane. I was like, shit, that's a lot of money. But, I mean, when you look at how much they're earning over there too, like, it's pretty cool. But like, yeah, just stuff like that to help get down the road, it was a huge help. Huge help.
Did that translate to Australia, or that money side didn't really work?
The money side didn't really do anything for us back here, but the training and the like spurboard drills, all that stuff really helped. Yeah, 100%.
And what were the guys that are involved? What are their names?
So Doug Champion, he runs it. His brother's still a bareback rider now as well. Richie Champion. So there's Doug, Logan, Paul, and I can't remember the other guy's name. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. It's
People can look it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Doug, Logan, Paul, they're the main 3, and yeah, they're all great. Like, you message them on Instagram or anything, any social media platform. They were great to work with. Yeah.
And you're also on The Amazing Race?
Yeah.
And won it?
Yes, yeah. Believe it or not. Yeah, that
was your missus in the background organising everything for you?
Funny, aren't she actually, so we all got an email, I think it was through the ABCRA, and it was specifically wanting cowboys. And I was on the phone to Jackson Denning at the time, and Casey came running in, she's like, "Oi, like, we should go on this Amazing Race deal." And I'm like, "Yeah, great idea, mate. You're 8 months pregnant. Like, that ain't gonna work." And she's like, "Nah, serious." And Jacko's like, "Well, yeah, I'll go on it with you." And I'm like, "Oh, we'll apply, but like, there's no way we'll get into that." And so we sent through some information, and they reached out to us, and they're like, "Oh, you made it through to the next stage." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, cool. Whatever. We're still not gonna get in." And then yeah, we had to send a video through, and I had a company at the time. I had some prime movers, and we're cutting logs and stuff like that, and so I did 90% of the videos in the truck, and actually I had a little sheep at the time, bottle red little lamb, and I think the first video I sent through to them, I'm like, "G'day, I'm Brendon, and this is Barbara." Just an idiot, but they loved it, and yeah, they were like, "Oh, what would you do with 250 grand?" And I was like, "I'll get a new set of teeth if I win." And funny enough, I did. But yeah, actually, the fella that runs that show, Bo Ryan, he said to me there on like the second last episode, he's like, "Mate, if you win, I will buy your teeth." I'm like, "I'm gonna hold you to that." And yeah, sure as shit, we ended up winning, and I think that was the first words I said to him, like, "Buddy, you owe me a new set of teeth."
Did he pay for it?
Nah. Miserable prick. I reached out to him on Instagram. I'm like, "I'm going to get my teeth done, mate. You still good to front up?" He screened me. Sue him.
Isn't it when you got on there, you didn't know who he was?
No, I didn't know who he was. We don't really watch much TV. That's the reason the kids. But
is he just famous for that show? I don't really know who he is either. But
apparently, he was a football player or something. I don't know who he played for, but I don't watch footy either. But he was a football player, and he's a funny bastard. Like, he does like heap of comedy stuffs on the footy show and that. And the first time we met him, me and Jacko were getting walked through the corridors of the motel we were at, and there was me, Jackson, and the security guard walking along, and this guy comes over and he's all bubbly, and he's like, "Oh, g'day, I'm Bo Ryan." And I was like, hey, mate, I'm Brendon Crawley. And I was like, what do you do? And they all kind of looked at me like I was a dickhead. Who's this bloke? They're like, you don't know who that is? And I'm like, no, who is it? So he's the host of the show for one. I'm like, yeah, right. I never even watched an episode until we were literally sitting in quarantine. And Jackson's like, have you actually not seen this? I'm like, nah, dude. What is it? Like, am I just racing around? He's like, nah, you probably should watch some of this. Oh, yeah.
Is it funny, Jan? It was Brian Duggan from up at Rockhampton. He's old bull rider and contracts and does all that. He hit me up. He goes, oh, I want to go on it, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I'll do it with you.
Yeah.
And we sent through everything. And we actually got to the last stage, and they didn't say your names and that. They said, we're choosing between you and another group. Like, we had to send our shoe size.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, shit. You made a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that. And, we got right to the end, and then I said, we just got to do a few other things, and we'll get back to you. And then, they must have grabbed yous. And
sorry, bud.
No, that's all right, mate. I wasn't too devastated. It was more Duggo's dream than mine.
True.
But it 250 grand would have been nice.
Oh yeah, bloody oath. It didn't last long.
Never does.
No.
Give a cowboy 250 grand.
Terrible idea.
Lucky it wasn't the 20-year-old version of you.
Oh, seriously. That would have a whole different story.
It mightn't be.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Like he had a good wife to give it to.
Yeah, not wrong.
I know that there's a bit of a wild story with your wedding.
Yeah. So we actually, I didn't really do much, but my wife organised all that while we were on the road. While we were living on the road in the caravan and that, and she organised our whole wedding in the caravan, and she flew back and bought a wedding dress, flew back up, and then once the time came, I think we did Mount Isa, and then we flew home after Isa. I think we were home for maybe 3 days. Me and the boys all rushed in and got all their wedding outfit the day before the wedding. We got married, and then 4 a.m. the next morning we flew out to head to Townsville Rodeo, and we're like, this is gonna be a mad yarn. And we got married and going straight to a rodeo, and we got there, and I think we all ended up with gastro, and mate, we were crook, eh? We were all really sick, so we didn't actually make it to the rodeo, but I think we spent the next 3 days in the hospital with the kids, and it was pretty bad, but hats off to her for organising it on the road. It was pretty cool.
And that was your honeymoon?
Yeah, pretty well. We yet to have one of them, but
having gastro in Townsville.
That wasn't good. No, we spent the week at Robert McPhee's there, and I don't think we left that caravan, mate. We're cheap, okay.
Must have been one of your guests give it to us.
Yeah, it must have been.
Cheers for the free meal. Here's gastro.
Yeah, get this up, yes.
How do you think the sport's going in Australia, the bareback?
I mean, some days you look at it and you get a little bit worried, but there's not a lot of bareback riders at the moment, but it is slowly growing. There's a few certain contractors that are really pushing to make sure the quality of stock is up to standard. Nobody wants to get on shit, and like the it's had a mental blank then, sorry, but
is there much difference between do they switch the bucking horses between saddle bronc and bareback?
I don't really know the background to that, but I know they do put all the good bareback horses into the saddle bronc for some reason. We just start to get a grouse hopper, and then they're like, we're going to put that in the saddle bronc. We just take the edge off them. But I don't know the background to it, but they do swap them about a bit. Yeah. But the saddle bronc riders seem to always get our hoppers.
So they switch from the saddle bronc and then put more money in the saddle bronc.
Pretty well, yeah. Pretty well.
Not the horses, and more money.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But no, the sport is growing, and especially the bareback. Like, I mean, it's pretty physically demanding on your body. But there's a lot of good bareback riders going at the moment, and I hope to see it grow a lot more.
I had Luke Higgins on here, and he was. It's cool, like the way he goes about the bareback. Like he just sort of fights it all with aggression.
Yeah,
like,
100%. He's a cool dude too.
Yeah.
He's a sticky bastard. Yeah, he can
Yeah.
ride. He's a good bloke though.
Mm.
He's got his head screwed on. He should be over in the States, not sitting around here though.
Well, when we're speaking about it, he's just come back here, sorting out all his farm stuff, all his cattle, and then he's going back.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
he's
best place for him.
He's too good not to.
100%. Yeah,
Like-
100%. Yeah. No, I got a lot of time for Luke.
And he's already gone over there and proved himself.
He
Like
has.
won a couple of big rodeos.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
and that's what he said. All the guys said like, dude, you belong here.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
come back and come after it because
Definitely.
you're not far behind us. Like
No.
give
No.
it a couple of years and you'll be in the mix.
100%. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So you won the Touring Pro. Like, looking back? What's your sort of biggest achievements?
Look, to be honest, my biggest achievements outside of rodeo would probably be my family. I'm a very family orientated person. The kids are my world. Like they get away with blue murder. But yeah, that 100% kids is my biggest achievement in life. It's and my wife, she's like my best mate. We do everything together. There's nothing I wouldn't do without her. So yeah, 100%. That's my biggest achievement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All the buckles and all that aside,
All the buckles aside, it's family, and at the end of the day, family's always going to come first. So yeah.
And what do you sort of want to be remembered for?
Well, I mean, ideally, I'd love to be remembered as a good bareback rider, but more so the person that took the time to help anybody that wants to learn about it. You know what I mean? Mainly with the bareback riding, with everything else that's out of my hands. But yeah, if there's anyone out there that I can help, I would do anything for them. But yeah.
If there was a young fellow listening to this that hasn't been on a bareback horse, how would he get started?
I mean, if I was to start again, the first thing I would do would be to look into a school. For instance, Champion Living, they had guys over there that had never been on a rigging horse before, and by the end of the week, them kids were spurring the ears off these things. Like the fundamentals are the biggest thing. Riding a spur board, which I'm lazy and I don't do much of it, but if you can learn the fundamentals properly and go to a school, learn everything about it, would be the best way to start. 100%.
You yourself could get someone started, or you don't have the access to the horses? And
I personally don't have the access to the horses, but I'm sure we could reach out to some contractors and we can organise something for sure. Yeah, I mean, I got spur boards. There's a gym in every town. So I mean, we can start there. That's definitely a good start. And if anybody out there wants to know anything, or they're having trouble on a spur board or anything, if you want to send me a video, I'll be more than happy to critique it.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
And you must have wore off on me. Have a little mind. No,
I kind of gazed over here and I just go blank. I'm like, shit. I'm trying to think of someone's name and then I forget it, and then everything just gets.
We're all human.
Yeah.
What's the best ride you've made on a bucking horse?
Ooh, shit.
Like felt the best. Doesn't have to be the highest points. Just one that you've had that you've just got off and like that was why I ride bucking horses.
There's been a couple. I got on a horse of the Gill brothers called Cowboy Boots, and it's just a nice hopper, like just floats across the arena, cool as cat shit. And I kicked the ears off this thing, and I got off, and I was like, I'm going to be 90 points. That was ranked. Got off and hit the ground, and they were like 79 or something. Like, no way, like that's bullshit. But like felt red hot on it. There was that. I tell you what, there's one horse I really like to get on now. After that stint that I just did in the States, and that's one of Gary McPhee's Pure Bid. It's a tough ombre, that thing. Like, I swear that horse does a different trip every time. Last time I got on it.
Did it win the bucking horse of the year?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it won bucking horse of the year. Last time I got on it, it pulled me shoulder clean out of the socket.
It's got a bit of power.
Jerked shit out of me. I've been on it a few times. I think I've been on it like maybe 4 times now, I'm pretty sure I've won nearly all 4 rounds on it. But yeah, it's tough. Like it makes you work for it. So I'd love to get on it now.
So it's not a practice horse.
No, no, not at all. But I mean, hey, if they want to run it up the practice, we want to be the best. We want to get on the best.
Just if it's gonna pull your arm clean out of your socket, it's got a bit to it.
We're gonna put a little bit more tape on.
He'll only get you once with that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I ain't doing that again. So on that subject, there was a horse I got on of Rick Wilson's years ago. Underdog it was called. It was a big chestnut horse, and it was at the Southern Zone finals at Braidwood, and I got on it, and same thing, like it was bucking across, going pretty cool, and I started hitting it pretty hard, and I don't know if it didn't like getting hit or what, but come to the end of the ride, mate, this thing just stopped and just reared up, flipped over completely on top of me, and like completely crushed me. Like I thought I was split from my throat, like all the way through, busted me, and we hung around later that night. My wife got the rookie cowgirl for shit. I'm in trouble. What about the all-round cowgirl or something? Like she got a rookie for something anyway, and I ended up tearing the meniscus in my knee and cracked 3 ribs. And yeah, it was pretty bad. And I had 6 or 8 weeks off, and Queanbeyan rodeo come around. I entered for it, and I was like, I draw this horse, I ain't getting on it. Sure as shit, I drew it, and I'm like, oh no, first horse back, and it was this thing, I'm gonna get wrecked. And then I got on.
Did you just tap it this time?
I did. I rang Dad, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, like we're gonna come up with a game plan here." And he's like, "Just roll them up its neck. Like, do not take your feet off its neck." And I'm like, "All right." And I did. I ended up winning it, and it didn't flip. And I think he retired it after that. Thank God. But yeah, it drilled me. I was like, "I ain't getting on this thing."
Did you notice much of a difference from the horses in the States and the horses here?
Yeah, I did. The horses over there are a lot bigger, like they're huge.
Yeah, I've seen the necks on some of them.
I ain't real big, and I made it look like a tick on these things. But they all buck over there, like it's pretty cool. But I mean, there's some contractors over here that are important, some good horses, and they got a good pen going at the moment, like. But yeah, the horsepower over there is next level, and the amount of horses you're getting on is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like that across all the rough stock sports. Like,
everybody's
got good bucking bulls or bucking horses, but the amount changes.
Yes, 100%.
Like, there's more good bucking bulls in Texas than there is in all of Australia.
Yeah, true.
Just because of the amount of the population.
Yeah.
And when you're floating through Texas, there's bucking chutes everywhere you drive.
Yeah, 100%.
Drive, like everyone's breeding bulls and having a play.
Yeah.
And just the amount of, like, I was doing them Challenger series in the PBR.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all for, like, the younger bulls.
Yeah.
And they do, like, the bull team deals, which is pretty cool. But
yeah.
big money in it. It was $5,000 entry fee.
Yeah, right.
To enter 3 bulls.
Huh.
And the prize money's huge, though.
Yeah.
And they get massive entries.
Insane.
So, but when you go into one of them, you know it's going to root.
Yeah.
Because if you're paying $5,000 and a 3 bulls,
yeah, 100%.
it's not going to help.
Nope. That's crazy. Shit, there's some money up over there, eh?
That's in everything.
Yeah.
Like them dummy events, they're winning like $100,000.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Like there's like the BBA and the ABBI in Australia, like doing the dummy stuff, and like we're putting a little bit of money, but it's just huge over there.
Yeah, 100%.
Like we're working towards that. We're a long way off it still, but it'd be nice to have rank few bulls over there and make a bit of money.
100%. Yeah.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, and thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
We'll have to do it again.
For sure.
Awesome, brother.
Thanks, bro.